everyone and welcome back. It's Dawn here and today we're going to continue with painting in watercolour pencils and we're going to paint a bridge. Now I've done the surround just to give it a setting and we're going to need three colours ultimately, 3 tones of brown. A mid brown, actually we're going to need 4 tones of brown because we need a dark to go underneath the bridge. In fact we're going to do that first. You use your darkest brown that you've got. I'm using sepia. But whatever your darkest brown is, in whatever range of pencils you are doing, or you are using, you use that. So you really do need a nice dark brown because there is no light at all under this part of the bridge because it's covered by this bit across here. So we're going to put this on good and thick and we just shade it. We'll probably even leave it dry. We might not even put any water on it just to add to that really rich darkness, and it goes up there right underneath that top arch of the bridge there, over here. Just follow the lines round. This is quite a simple process, and if you were with me for yesterday's woodland scene I can promise you it's a lot shorter, so we'll be alright. At least I hope it'll be a lot shorter. It should be. And so that's a nice dark bit under there, and we won't need that anymore, but we will need a mid-tone brown. I'm using a bistra, but whatever mid-tone brown you've got is absolutely fine. And this time we have been on this channel quite often using the dry into wet technique, but this time we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to do wet on dry. So what we're going to do, we're going to shade this on like this quite quickly, but reasonably. We do have to be careful, or reasonably careful anyway, especially when we get to the top, because we don't want that going over the edge. We want to keep the shape of this bridge. So we'll do that, we'll keep doing that, and we'll just keep shading it across just like that, and we'll keep going. So that's one half of the bridge done. We can always adjust as we go if we do make any little mistakes, or if the pencil does stray or your paper slips. We can make adjustments, that's no problem. It's not the end of the world if things do go a little bit wrong. So we'll carry on doing that, and we'll just fill that little bit in here just to finish this first layer, because this is just giving it a tone really. Now we could do it the awkward way, which is to wash this in, let it dry and put the next one on, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go straight in with our brown. This is a sort of earthy brown. This one is Indian red, but if you've got a burnt sienna or any earth red, Pompeian red, sanguine, any earth red will do, and just gently shade over the top of that. You don't have to be too precise, because what we're doing, we're creating texture by adding 2 tones of the same type of colour, for in this case brown, and then we will be blending them. And when we blend them, that's what creates our texture. And then when we've done that, we will put in the brickwork. But it's alright, nothing to worry about, we'll get there. And there we go, it's already taking shape, so we'll put that back. Now we take our brush, because this is only a small painting, I'm only using a small brush. But you use whichever brush is suitable to the size of painting you're doing. I'm using a round brush, because for me that works best. But if you prefer to use a flat brush, that's absolutely fine. So we'll carry on doing that, and as you can see, this is blending and merging those 2 tones of brown together quite nicely. And it's creating a bit of texture, which is what we want in a bridge, because it's made from a structure or a material that is structured and textured. So that's what we want to do in our paintings, and if it does go up a bit, that's alright. Just take the bridge a bit higher, no problem at all. It does that sometimes if you accidentally put a little bit too much water on. So that's no problem at all, just stroke it across like that. We'll manage. You can colour up just about anything in pencil, as I'm sure you're discovering on this channel. So we'll carry on, we're nearly done with this part. And then what we do, we can carry on doing this while it's wet, or the next part while it's wet. And if some of it's wet and some of it's dry, that's fine, because it all adds to the texture. And we're going to take a dark brown. Now if you've got a burnt umber in your range, use that. But if not, any dark brown, not necessarily the darkest brown, but a dark-ish brown. And we're just going to shade backwards and forwards like that to create these bricks. Now this is an old bridge, so they don't have to be beautifully straight. It can be a bit rugged and a bit rustic. And we're just going to keep on doing that. We'll do the vertical lines first, I think, just to give us a starting point for our bricks. And we'll just keep on doing that all the way down. We're nearly done, we're getting there. So this is quite effective. Once it's done, and you see all that lovely texture underneath, this is quite effective. And then all we do is we put these bits in here. We've done our horizontals, now we put our vertical lines in. These are just really, as I'm sure you can work out, the separations for the bricks. And that just gives it even more texture. So we just keep doing that all the way down. Actually, if we do this side first, because then you'll see what it looks like when one side's finished. And then we'll just very quickly go over and do the other side. So this is a rustic bridge. It's a bit old, so it doesn't have to be very tidy. And there we have our bridge. Now, you might have a bit of dark reflecting in the stream. In fact, you probably will. So you take your darkest brown that you used for the underside of the bridge, and you just very gently shade across like that to create a reflection of the underside of the bridge. So just let it marry up. And there we go. And if you really want to be fussy and blend it, just use the blue that you use for your water and blend it in a little bit. But this is really fiddling because it's such good fun. You could go on doing this forever, but I promise I won't. I'm going to stop there. And there is our bridge with its reflection. And if this was a proper painting, so to speak, this is just a demonstration. You'd have maybe some trees in front of the bridge, but I didn't do that today. I just kept the bridge plain so that you could see how we do a bridge without any interruptions. So I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. And if you have, please do give us the thumbs up and subscribe down below. There's lots more to see. And in the meantime, have a great day, enjoy your painting, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye till then.